Okay, Anopode 2 is that relativism is triangulation, and I decided to put it that way, uh, specifically because there are some negative connotations to that, and yet I believe it's really accurate. Because listen, relativism is great stuff. It's very powerful. It's like fire, and so it's dangerous as well. So let's talk about the negatives of triangulation. When someone triangulates on you, they use different perspectives. Like traditionally it's associated maybe with lying, where you might tell one person one thing, one person another, and you triangulate. Okay. More abstract, more, also negative, but more technical, is military triangulation. And anybody who plays a tactical game, you don't have to go fight a real battle, but any tactical game, you'll see, of course, triangulation, ring go. You know, it's very effective. It's like taking the high ground. Now, relativism is necessarily triangulation. This is why it's so important to be, well, one of many, many reasons why it's important to be honest, to have clean processing, right? Not for other people, but for yourself, so you can get things like relativism right. Because if you use triangulation to manipulate and you lie, um, you're missing out on the real power of relativism. The real power of relativism is simply that if you want to think about something, to get more than one, if you have to know what a house looks like, and you can only have pictures, do you want one picture? Is that enough? Yeah, the best picture, right? Just get the best picture of the house. Boom. Right? The objectively best, by the objectively best criteria, and no, no matter what criteria you use, you want even some crappy pictures. Maybe you want to see the house at its worst and get a real picture, idea of it or something. Um, Maybe not. Since you have to choose a finite set, there's a criterion for how you choose that. But you want a bunch of pictures, okay? And so you're triangulating. You're getting all these different, and you're going beyond triangulation, right, into integration and beyond. You are trying to get something that passes grammatically for the whole picture, but it's really just a model made of a lot of data points, okay? So that's what relativism is really about. I mean, people love to focus on, oh, relativism is some sort of a nihilism where, oh, you can't really know the absolute truth. You don't need to know the absolute truth. You want to know the actual truths, that people hold in their heads and use and make some success with. Some people hold truths in their head that they're just inexplicable and you don't see how there's any success. Well, there's some biological, bioevolutionary success with it or whatever caused it. You know what I mean? Like irrational paranoia, that may not help your survival, but it's caused by, you know, uh, the will to survive through hard circumstances where everybody really is out to get you, or something like this. So, there's obviously biological failures set themselves up, and there's also flaws that aren't bad enough to kill the organism. And so, since they're associated with something that does help survival, they survive. And so the way around that in relativism is you have a chance to do some data processing. You can have all kinds of points of view, and you can compare their flaws and even subtract out some of the flaws. You see a system that doesn't have that flaw, and you're like, well, when that flaw starts to be a problem in some applications, I turn up the weight on this model that doesn't have a problem with that flaw. And you can build a machine that is a more complete picture of the whole phenomenon.